Carl, so talk us through the decision to make Ryan the new captain of the club.
Yeah, look, it was a fairly easy decision in the end. Ryan has shown, since I've taken over, a great resilience, great leadership on and off the pitch, especially, with the younger players coming through. He spends a lot of time helping those younger players, and, I think his performances on the field, especially over the last 18 months, have been exceptional. So, it was a fairly easy decision in the end.
Craig was such a figurehead for the club on and off the pitch. How difficult is it as a job to succeed him as a skipper?
Yeah, look, they're completely different types of players, and very similar in character. Though they're very strong South Australian players that have done it tough to get to where they are. They haven't had an easy path, and I think that's very important. As their leadership qualities, they will bring, especially with the young group that we have, and they're a perfect example of if you keep working hard and keep believing in your dream, you can achieve it.
You've asked Ryan to be himself as a captain, to continue on the trend that he's shown you?
Yeah, most definitely. When I had the conversation with Ryan a couple of weeks ago about it, that was one of the main things that I pointed out, that I didn't want him to be anything different to what he's doing previously, just to be his natural self. He's not, an outspoken type of person, so it's important that he stays who he is and keeps playing and keep leading the way that he has done, over the last 18 months.
Obviously, Craig's a big loss. How do you think, as a group, you can replace him? I guess you can't replace him like for like, but as a team, such a great year last year. Can you keep growing from that point on? Yeah,
I think so. I think Craig covered a lot of our sort of areas that didn't do too well last year. But last year was an important season that we gave 4 or 5 young players an opportunity to learn last year, and now we're expecting those 5 players to step up and even do more this season. And I think over the pre-season so far, they've really taken aboard, especially since Craig has moved on. It just means there's a lot more light shone on those young boys, and they'll have to step up this year.
I think at the start of pre-season, you touched on that you wanted to see, in terms of incoming players, more support for Craig. Obviously, since then you've lost him and have only brought in Ryan. Do you think at this stage, the job you've been asked to do you feel supported with the players that you bring into the club, having only brought in one player and losing Craig?
Yeah, most definitely. We've got a plan in place on what we want to achieve, and it's about giving those opportunities to young players. There's no point in, as I said earlier, we've got Johnny Yao, Nesta, Bernardo, Ethan Aligic, Luke Dizelle. These are all young players. Panache, Giuseppe. They're all young players that sort of had opportunities last year, and there'd be no good if we brought players in that's going to block their pathway. Then we're not doing what we're saying we're going to do with the younger players. But those young players have to work hard and earn those spots. And I think so far in pre-season, there's a lot of those young boys have made that next step, and I think our fans will be surprised at how much they've improved over this off-season.
Is that what you saw on Wednesday, Carl, in the hit-out with Melbourne?
Yeah, most definitely. I think, I could be biased, but I think we could have easily have won that by a couple more goals on Wednesday. We played very well, and as I said, Luke Dizelle, Ethan Aligic and, Johnny Yell, that was our midfield 3. They're very young, all under the age of 21, and they controlled a lot of that game, and that's exciting for the club, and it should be exciting for our supporters to see these young South Australian boys coming out, and it's important that they get out to see them, because the way that they're going, in 2 years' time they'll be moving on to bigger and better things, and then it's an opportunity for our next young players to come through.
Does that mean that you won't be looking to get any extra players in at this stage? Or is the club still looking active in the transfer market? Yeah,
we're definitely looking, but it's important that we bring someone in that's going to add quality and fit what we're looking for. We're not just going to sign players just for the sake of signing players. And we've been looking, for a long time now. I think I've looked at over 70 players to bring into the club, and we just, as I say, make sure that we bring in the right players that's going to be the right fit for the squad.
You got a home game to start the season, hoping for a lot of fans, no doubt. Stadium management made a decision to ban Melbourne Victory fans. I know that was reversed. Did you understand that decision at all? You know, considering there was no clarity about all that sort of stuff, or should all fans be welcome?
Yeah, I think all fans need to be welcome. I think, you know, it's been enough discussed about that decision. It was a strange decision, and you know, the game at High Marsh. You know, I've travelled to many stadiums right across the world, and I've always felt safe. And if you're come to a game, you know, it doesn't matter where you go to a game, if you go there just to watch, to enjoy the football, you know, you always get a small percentage of troublemakers that aren't there for the game. They're there to cause trouble, and I think it's just not our sport, it's in all sports, that element of people looking for trouble, and I think here, you know, it's a safe environment, it's a family environment, especially here at Coopers. You know, we have a lot of young supporters here, and it's important that we provide an atmosphere that is exciting to come and watch, and it's also a safe environment.
Just one more transfers. You say that you have looked over 70 players. Is there a particular position that you're looking at?
Yeah, we're looking for a little bit more experience in our attacking front line. You know, we've brought a bit more experience into our midfield. You know, because you know, when we look at our midfield, we've got 3 experienced players, and the rest of them are younger players. And the same as in our forward line, we've got Hiroshi and Ben Halloran as the experience, and the rest of them are younger players. So we just need to bring a little bit more experience in that position as well, to help the young players along. Because it's so we want the young players to grow and to develop, but we just don't want them to feel that they have to perform every week. We want to be able to give them an opportunity where we can drop them out every now and then to freshen up.